a major step forward towards satellite-based quantum communication, scientists from Ahmedabad-based Space Applications Center and Physical Research Laboratory successfully demonstrated quantum entanglement. Using real-time quantum key distribution, QKD, they conducted hack-proof communication between two places separated by 300 meters. Quantum communication is one of the safest ways of connecting two places with high levels of code and quantum cryptography that cannot be decrypted or broken by an external entity. If a hacker tries to crack the message in quantum communication, it changes its form in such a manner that would alert the sender and would cause the message to be altered or deleted. The latest breakthrough comes on the back of an earlier demonstration of quantum secure video conferencing over a distance of 300 meters in March last year. Former ISRO chief had said that the agency was working on a hack-proof communication system. He had said that ISRO's work will make the relay faster and much more secure in the coming era of quantum computers that explore quantum mechanics. India's fifth Scorpene submarine Vagir commenced its first sea sortie from Mumbai on February 1, which was scheduled to go for maiden surface sortie in December last year. The name, Vagir, has been derived from a sandfish. The fifth submarine of Project 75, which began in November 2020 at Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, will be commissioned into the Indian Navy later this year. During her sea sortie, the submarine will undergo trials of all its systems at sea, including propulsion systems, weapons and sensors. Scorpene-class submarines are a key asset for the Navy as they can undertake anti-surface as well as anti-submarine warfare missions. These submarines are capable of launching different kinds of torpedoes and missile systems and has a range of advanced sensors. Indian Navy has already inducted 4 number of Scorpene-class submarine in its fleet starting from 2017. The last submarine INS Vagir is in advance outfitting stage which will be launched later this year. Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey took over as the Vice Chief of Army Staff on Tuesday from Lieutenant General C.P. Mahanti, who superannuated on January 31. Prior to this, Lieutenant General Pande was serving as the Eastern Army Commander. He was commissioned in December 1982 into the Corps of Engineers. Lieutenant General Pande will be the senior-most officer in the Army when current Chief General Manoj Narawane completes his tenure in April. He commanded an engineer regiment along the Line of Control (LOC) during Operation Parakram in Jammu and Kashmir, an engineer brigade in the western sector, an infantry brigade along the LOC, a mountain division in high-altitude area of western Ladakh and a corps in the northeast. He was Commander-in-Chief of Andaman and Nicobar Tri-Services Command from June 2020 to May 2021. India on Tuesday extended a $500 million line of credit, LOC, to Sri Lanka for urgent fuel imports, days after providing $900 million relief to the island nation facing one of its worst economic downturns. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar extended this critical support in his letter addressed to the Foreign Minister of Sri Lanka. The emergency assistance Sri Lanka had sought from India. The announcement follows a virtual meeting between Mr. Jaishankar and Sri Lanka's Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa on Saturday, when they reviewed a $1.5 billion credit facility to help Sri Lanka augment its draining foreign reserves, crucial to importing essentials, food items, medicines, and fuel. These measures are in line with India's commitment to stand with Sri Lanka in these troubled times. The LOC from India coincides with Sri Lanka's central bank servicing a sovereign bond for $500 million on Tuesday. Speaking of the money spent on fuel imports, Mr. Rajapaksa said about 20% of Sri Lanka's annual import expenditure is allocated for oil imports. When the total export earnings are less than $1,000 million a month, we have to spend about $350 million a month on oil alone, he said. has successfully tested two anti-ship missiles, Brahmos and URAN, in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The missiles were test-fired by the Andaman and Nicobar Command, while the Brahmos supersonic cruise missile was fired from a ground-based launcher on the Andaman Islands. URAN anti-ship missile was launched from a guided missile corvette of the Indian Navy. As per Indian Navy, the ship launched an land-based anti-ship missile fired from Indian Navy's guided missile corvette, and ANC hit the target at maximum range with devastating impact. The test was also the second launch of the Brahmos missile in the last 2 weeks. India test-fired a Brahmos missile from the Integrated Test Range Chandipur off the coast of Odisha on the 20th of January.